I am the Nature Hacker, and this is your world. So today I want to talk again about food-grade diatomaceous earth. It's been a while. Hopefully you saw my other video on the real truth about diatomaceous earth. In this video I wanted to continue on and to go in depth about what exactly diatomaceous earth is doing, what it's not doing, and how we can use that to move forward. So I believe that diatomaceous earth is very important, and the main benefit I see from food-grade diatomaceous earth is killing off bad bacteria in the gut. Also parasites, also yeast it is good at. But there's a lot of things going on in the gut, and not only do we have bad bacteria, parasites, and yeast, there are several other things. There are gram-positive bacteria, which food-grade diatomaceous earth does not attack. Things like just various bad gram-positive bacteria, and I'll list some out in the description below so you can click there. And I also have a product that was designed to kill everything in the gut. And you might be thinking, well, if I could kill everything in the gut but not have to be taking antibiotics, then maybe, you know what, that would be a good thing. And you would be exactly right. You can keep your gut fully clean of all microbes, and it's not harmful at all. It's totally beneficial. You'll never get sick. You never get the stomach flu. You never get the regular head flu, which I can talk about a little bit. You'll never get viruses like polio, like Ebola, like Zika, H1N1, bird flu, whatever, all of these things, swine flu. Never get any of that. So you're pretty much impervious to microbes once you have your gut clean. I mean, there are definitely other infections elsewhere in the body that need to be addressed as well, which you can please subscribe, and I have other videos about going into those, like Lyme disease and gram-positive bacteria in the brain, things like that. So let's get to diatomaceous earth. We have diatomaceous earth, and what that really does is kill gram-negative bacteria in the intestines, like E. coli, and E. coli especially. That's a really big one. So once you have that gone, you literally won't get sick, because those gram-negative bacteria are where 99% of viruses in your body are going to be located. So once you get rid of those gram-negative bacteria, you no longer will be able to harbor these viruses, especially like the seasonal flu virus and things like that. So also what I wanted to say is that you really don't get much, if any, silica from taking diatomaceous earth. I mean, it just doesn't really happen. I mean, to dissolve silica, like the form in diatomaceous earth, it is one of the most resistant things on the planet. I mean, the hydrochloric acid in your stomach just can't touch it. The only acid that can dissolve it is hydrofluoric acid. So obviously we don't have that. That's a super toxic thing because it has fluoride in it, and fluoride is incredibly toxic. And I'm not just saying that. Literally, hydrofluoric acid is deadly because of the fluoride is just that toxic. So when they tell you about fluoridating the water and, oh, it'll be fine, absolutely not. That is absolutely deadly thing to do. So so it's not dissolving. So I mean, if you want to dissolve it, there's a couple ways to do it. One is to react calcium hydroxide with the diatomaceous earth. Then that basically what you do is you pour in, let's say, on the small scale, put a tablespoon diatomaceous earth, you put a tablespoon of lime, calcium hydroxide, you put some water in there, and you just boil it for a while, and you should see it foaming, and then after a while it will stop foaming, and then you're good. Then what you do is you let it settle, and that powder is calcium silicate, and now that is soluble in acid. So in your stomach acid, you will be able to dissolve that. So I use that principle to make something called silicic acid, which is silica that has been reacted with calcium, and then it's been dissolved in food-grade phosphoric acid. So if you want to check below, I will have a link to that. That's called Silica Supplement. So that's how you make a silica supplement out of diatomaceous earth, but diatomaceous earth itself will not dissolve in your stomach, so you will not get silica from it. So all these people claiming great silica benefits, probably not happening. So anyway, yeah, but so diatomaceous earth leaves a lot of bacteria behind. So what I've done is over the years, literally 5 or more years, I have figured out what bacteria it's leaving behind and how to kill those. So the main thing is the entire class of gram-positive bacteria. There's a lot of bad gram-positive bacteria out there. So what you're going to want to do is add in something called Tribulus terrestris or Sarsaparilla or Yucca. I'm personally allergic to Yucca, but these things are steroidal saponins, and they go in there and they kill off these gram-positive bacteria. So once you have saponins plus diatomaceous earth, you have, I'd say 95% of the types of bacteria killed off. And you know what? I did that for years, and it was pretty good. The only problem I had was a persistent cough. You know, I would always be clearing my throat and coughing and things like that. So what that turned out to be was H. pylori. And H. pylori is a gram-negative bacteria, so I had figured that the diatomaceous earth would have killed H. pylori. I thought all bacteria was either gram-positive, gram-negative. Gram-negative would be killed by diatomaceous earth. Gram-positive would be killed by saponins, but I wasn't exactly correct. There are certain bacteria that are resistant to those killing methods, one of which are H. pylori. And to kill H. pylori, there are several things to do it with. I personally right now I'm using a lot of hop extract that I make, and I'll make a link to the hop extract I sell. That is a really good thing to use. Also rhodiola, which is in my super advanced detox cleanse that is based on, you know, food grade diatomaceous earth. So that rhodiola goes in there, also kills H. pylori. Also sulforaphane from broccoli sprouts, things like that, Brussels sprouts, helps a lot. So I put that in the product as well. So yeah, those are all ways to kill H. pylori. Also green tea extract, and also antioxidants like resveratrol also help a lot with H. pylori. So that's the big extra player there. You got, you know, your diatomaceous earth, killing gram-negative. You got your Tribulus terrestris killing gram-positive, and you have to also kill off H. pylori. So once I did that, once I killed H. pylori, I thought, oh, okay, we're good. Well, something happened, and that something that happened was C. diff. I finally got C. diff. I have friends that are doctors, and they said, hey, if you're killing all this stuff in your intestines, you're going to get C. diff. And you know what? Eventually, they were right. Once I killed off the gram-negative, gram-positive, and the H. pylori, then C. diff came. I really think that the H. pylori holds back the C. diff a lot. So I had C. diff, but I wasn't about to give up. I wasn't about to get afraid, because doctors are afraid of C. diff because C. diff is very antibiotic resistant. But I knew that if I was able to get this far and clean my gut this much, that by darn, I will conquer C. diff all naturally, and I did. So the way to kill C. diff, let me get that list for you. So to kill C. diff, we have gynostemma and green tea, as well as possibly pomegranate. Well, actually, yes, pomegranate does work, but I haven't included pomegranate yet into my mix. But gynostemma and green tea really do it. And so what it turns out to be is that saponins, specifically triterpenoid saponins, will kill C. diff. So adaptogens, but my favorite adaptogen is gynostemma. So gynostemma and also green tea extract, and also if you want pomegranate extract, those all will kill C. diff. So that had very successfully cleared me of C. diff. And one way you can tell if you have C. diff is that you will have burning sensations. Like if you're laying on your side, the parts of your body that are touching the bed will start to burn. And so one thing, I thought that was candida, because I had heard that people had issues with burning with candida, but it wasn't candida. And the way I found that out is when I went under my blankets, I smelled like isopropyl alcohol, like isopropanol, that, you know, the 70% stuff that you buy for disinfecting things. I smelled like that. So then I looked up what bacteria actually, or yeast or whatever, what creates isopropyl alcohol. It turns out Clostridium. So C. diff, Clostridium difficile, creates isopropyl alcohol in your body, causing that burning sensation. So I found that out, and then I used Gynostemma green tea extract, and also Diatomaceous Earth helps a little bit. So I mean, if you keep taking Diatomaceous Earth, it can kind of keep C. diff at bay, but it doesn't really get rid of it like Gynostemma and green tea extract really do, and pomegranate. So I added those in. So I went from killing gram-negative with Diatomaceous Earth to also killing gram-positive with Tribulus terrestris, then killing H. pylori, and then killing C. diff. And then once I killed C. diff, now I'm like, all right, I think I'm good, but I kept looking for other things that could possibly crop up, and what would, in fact, crop up after a while would be something called tuberculosis. You might think that's only in the lungs, but tuberculosis actually causes Crohn's disease. But this bacteria is so slow growing that it would take a month or months before it would start up. So I preemptively attacked that with garlic. Garlic is the magic bullet against tuberculosis and Crohn's disease. So I have a total complete product. It's called Super Advanced Detox Cleanse. Check it out below, and I have all of the recipe there if you wanted to make it on your own. Feel free to do that, or I believe I have some pretty reasonable prices for it as well. So that's pretty much it. That's the full range of detoxing the gut. If you do want soluble silica, check out below. I will also have a link to a soluble silica I made from Diatomaceous Earth. So that's pretty much all. When you get down to it, Diatomaceous Earth does a pretty good thing for the gut, but there's so much more. It's only the tip of the iceberg. So thanks for watching. I am the Nature Hacker. Doer.